Calls today for the mayor of San Francisco to step down. It follows outrage, as it well should, over a triple murder. Edward Ramos, an illegal immigrant, is accused of gunning down Tony Bologna and his two sons in a road rage incident. Ramos had 2 prior felonies, but was never deported because San Francisco is a sanctuary city. With me now, Colorado Congressman Tom Tancredo. He says Mayor Gavin Newsom should resign. Well, certainly if the city's rule was in any way responsible, I would agree with you. Form the connect between the city's rule and these awful killings.
You bet, you bet, and perhaps, I mean, it's not the only city in America with a sanctuary city policy, but it's the most prominent. It displays it. It touts its sanctuary city policy, and that policy is this: that if you are in the city and if you come into contact with the local police force there, if you've done something wrong and they come into contact with you, don't worry, they will not inform the ICE agency and the local ICE agency that you are an illegal alien. That's a sanctuary city policy.
Well, let me just stop. For those who don't know the case, I misspoke before. I said 2 arrests. This guy was arrested 3 times before this murder was convicted.
He had two felony arrests. I
have the fact that he was convicted of assault. A year later, he was arrested for trying to rob a pregnant woman, and then in March of this year, he was arrested again on a gun charge. So I count 3, Congressman.
Yeah. And before that, he had 2 felony convictions for for gang-related activity. That's the way it's put. I don't know the specifics, but so there's 5, a total of 5.
Now, how was the mayor in any way responsible for not having this guy be in jail where he should have been?
Because, of course, if they did not have this policy, then it is the law, the responsibility of the city to communicate with ICE when they come into contact with someone who is here illegally and has broken another law, just exactly what like this guy had done.
So if it was not a sanctuary city, this guy would have been in jail. That's your contention.
That is absolutely true. He would have been out of here. He would have been in jail or deported, one or the other. He would have been deported and not in the United States.
Is there any sign of any remorse by any public official in San Francisco?
The mayor said recently that it was the federal government that was at fault because our system was broken. But of course, he is not only culpable from the standpoint of running a sanctuary city. I believe he is liable. I believe liable in a court of law. I believe that the relatives, the mother of and wife of the slain victims here, can and should sue the city and the mayor because they are culpable in her husband and her children's death.
Are you going to help them to do that?
Absolutely. I have made contact with the family through their representative. I have told them that I would encourage them to do that if they wanted, the direction on where to go to get some legal help. I would provide that. So I am totally willing and hoping that they will do that because, the great tragedy is the loss of their lives. The next tragedy is if we just let this go on and on and on because thousands of people a year face a similar situation, and I mean it's in the thousands.
We're looking at a picture of the boys there that were killed, and the husband killed by an AK-47, by the way, in this case of road rage. An incredible tragedy and a brutal, brutal crime. Congressman, thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.
Well, what if Ramos is